One way to look at this thing is subjectively. There are some who will have liked Wonder Woman more than Infinity War or Batman vs Superman to have been more enjoyable than Captain America Civil War. Those people are not wrong. People have different interests, and that is perfectly okay. But the other way of looking is objectively. If someone claims that the DCEU has been handled better than the MCU, that the world filled with Batman, Superman, and Shazam is more cohesive than the one filled with Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, objectively speaking, that person is wrong. Iron Man 2008 started off the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which laid the foundation for what would follow, and what followed over the next several years were the introductions of characters including, but not limited to, Captain America, Hulk, Thor, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and Nick Fury. These characters were given room to grow individually, to breathe, to be developed on their own with minimal overlap amongst themselves until the 2012's Avengers. Once the Avengers came out, these individual characters, each of whom came from places that felt unique, collided, and we got to see what happens as they clashed. Their personalities rivaled one another, and they needed to learn how to work together to deal with a larger threat. Main takeaway from this should be that each of these characters was developed on their own, each was allotted their own time to shine, establish themselves as a powerful figure of this beautiful world Kevin Feige was creating. On the other hand, the DCU began with 2013's Man of Steel, directed by Zack Snyder. One could look at Man of Steel as being the result of Warner Bros. Executives seeing the success of what they were doing over there at Marvel and thinking, we have good characters too, we can do this. And they can't just be wrong. Around this time, comic books and movies and comic books in general and in culture surroundings it all was experiencing a boom in popularity. Naturally, Warner Bros. And DC wanted it. So Man of Steel comes out and then crickets for 3 years, and then during the same year in which Captain America Civil War came out, Batman vs Superman was announced. And to be honest, Batman vs Superman received much more hype as compared to Captain America Civil War. One could think that someone over at WB heard which storyline the upcoming Captain America movie was adapting and thought, we have one of those too. Those guys know what they're doing, we do the same thing. It didn't work. Civil War saw teams of characters we'd come to know already and love over the previous 8 years, clashing ideologically. But in Batman vs Superman, it introduced a weathered, angry, admittedly uncharacteristic, and jaded Batman, who, don't get me wrong, I thought Affleck was great, and had him pick a fight with the only collector we've been introduced so far. The result was messy, poorly thought out, and just a bust. I watch Batman vs Superman every time, and I enjoy it, not because I think it's a good movie, but what really solidified the objective inferiority of the DCU was Justice League. Snyder Cut / Josh Whedon. In 2016, Warner Bros. Released the Wonder Woman, and DC had their first critical hit that was a successful launch, and that made DC think that, okay, we're just gonna go in with the Justice League. And people had two opinions regarding Batman vs Superman as well. Some really enjoyed it, and some were like, this is a pathetic piece of cinematic universe, and we are just leaving it. And Warner Bros. Just released the Justice League with 3 characters with their own films: Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. And Batman did not have his own original film. I'm talking about the Ben Affleck Batman. So we only knew 3 characters. Then we were introduced to Flash from the movies. Mind me, not everyone has seen Flash from the TV series. And then we got introduced to Cyborg. We know Cyborg from Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans 2003. We did not know Cyborg from the movie figures. We did not know his backstory. We did not have anything. We did not have that emotional aspect. And they just threw Justice League right into the cinema. And mind me, Zack Snyder's daughter died, and this call caused everything to just re-establish itself. Josh Whedon came in and cut the movie into halves. Zack Snyder wanted the movie to be of 2 parts, and Warner Bros. Was not on board with it. They were not successful whether it will be successful or not. But Josh Whedon just comes in and he's like, nah bro, we're just going to release one movie that is really pathetic, really bad, and the tone of it was tried to be copied from the Avengers, but they were just really unsuccessful in copying so. The MCU, yeah, they were nailing the Captain America Civil War, and after Justice League, Avengers Infinity War came out, and we all know where that movie went. It went skyrocketed into the air with all of those box office collections and what was one of the best Marvel movies. So in short, the MCU gave their characters time to grow, the DCU did not. The MCU had an overreaching goal, an idea, a point that the entries were all working towards, the DCU did not. Time, patience, and a clear vision, that's the answer. So until next time, Cinematic Cosmos Critiques signing out. Stay cosmic, keep critiquing.